think I left off the second one. I never got to finish this one. 100 plus 4 times 10 times 5. That's gonna be what? 200. So the minimum surface area of the box is 300. What's the unit? Square inches. So that's it for example 2, the drum-tight container problem. We found the dimension, length, and the height that will minimize the surface area, and we actually found the surface area too. 1 and 2 are pretty good, but I'm about to start number 3. That's going to take us a little bit longer time, but that's also very fun, okay? So let's look at example 3, and that's all I have for you today. But I know you find these very interesting. Try the homework problems when you get stuck. If you want to see how to do a certain one, I can record that one for you. So just let me know, but this will be my last official example. A piece of wire length 70 is cut, and the resulting 2 pieces are formed to make a circle and a square. Let me draw what's going on so far. So we have a piece of wire, 70, they didn't tell us the unit, just 70 unit. Inches or centimeters, however long. But I'm cutting this into 2 pieces. Not equal pieces. If it was equal, they would have told us. But just somewhere, I'm just going to cut it. So I'll just say that much is X. I'm cutting X much right there. And let me call the other piece this much. If I take away X from 70 unit, how much do I have? That will be 70 minus X, wouldn't you think? Well, if you add them together, X plus 70 minus X, then you will get right back to 70. So that's how we're cutting it. And they said, I'll just say the red one, I will be making a circle. I'll use a circle with this. I'll make a circle with this. And then with the other piece right here, this piece right here, I will make a square with this. I'll fold it and make a square with it, okay? That's what's going on so far. Let's keep on reading. They said, where should the wire be cut? Where should we cut? How long should the X be? To A, minimize, and B, maximize the combined area of the circle and the square. So not only that we're finding the area of the circle, we need to find the area of the square, and we need to add them together. And we want to minimize or maximize that combined area. So let's start by finding the area of the 2 pieces, area of the circle, area of the square, and let's add them together, okay? So starting with the circle. If I'm bending if I'm using that much wire and bend it to make a circle, do you agree with me that this circle right here should have a circumference of X, right? What we know is that circumference of this circle must be X. That's how much we have to make this circle. Let's call this circle, let's say that this circle has a radius R. Using radius, we can write the circumference formula. So circumference is 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r, and that's equal to X. And I'm going to solve this for r. Why am I solving this for r? Because in order for me to find an area of a circle, I need to know what the radius is. So if I do that, I will get the radius of this circle is 1 over 2 pi, or I'll just keep it as x over 2 pi. X over 2 pi. Because now I know what the radius is in terms of x, I can find the area of this circle. Area is equal to pi times r squared, isn't it? Then pi times, we just wrote the radius as x over 2 pi. Let's simplify this. Pi times x squared over, if you square 2 pi in the denominator, you will get 4 pi squared. Notice things will cancel out here. Pi will cancel out with this one of the pi in the denominator. So I can say that the area of this circle in terms of x is 1 over 4 pi times x squared. Circle this for right now because this is one of the area that we need to find the combined area. So what did we just do? Knowing the fact that the circumference of this circle must be x, we found the radius, and using that radius, we found the area of this circle in terms of x. Let's do the same thing for the square. If you create a square, all the side lengths are going to be the same. And we call these side all s's, s, 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 and s. Notice, not the circumference, we call it the perimeter. Perimeter of the square must be equal to 70 minus x, right? That's how much we have to make the square. And if we call each side s, I know 4 times s, 4 sides added together is 70 minus x. Why am I creating a new variable called s? Because in order for me to find the area of the square, I need to know what the side length is. And the side length is simply, if I divide both sides by s, 4, side length is 70 minus x divided by 4. Ready to find the area of this square? Area of a square is side squared. Length times width. So if I square that, let me just focus on this now. I'll do it this way. I mean, there's so many different ways you can simplify this, but I just want to do it this way. I'll do 70 minus x squared over 16. I got 16 from doing 4 squared. And I know I am about to take the derivative of the combined area function. So I think I'm going to multiply this out and have it in a standard form so that it's easier for me to take the derivative. So I'll do that. I'll do the heavy work or FOIL work right here so that my derivative is going to be really easy. So I'm going to square the numerator. And if I square that numerator, I will get 70 times 70. That will be 4,900. The middle term will be negative 70x plus another negative 70x. So we'll get negative 140x. And then negative x times negative x will give us plus x squared all over 16. Like I said, I want to just have this in a nice standard form. So how about I divide all these 3 terms by 16. And then I will simplify it to the simplified fraction, reduce the fractions, I mean. So the first fraction will be 1225 over 4 minus, what is 140 divided by 16? And simplify, that was 8.75. And 8.75 in a fraction format is 35 over 4 x. And then I will need my, well, first I need more room. My plus 1 over 16 x squared. Now, I would think this area of a square is easier than area of a circle, but I did more work to find the area of the square, but I got it. I got the red piece and the blue piece. Guess what? Their combined area is simply their sum. So I'm going to add these two together and call that a of x. This is my combined area function. I'll write this in a standard form too. I'll do 1 over pi x squared plus, and what I mean by standard form is I'm just going to try to keep this in a nice order. Which one should I write first out of these 3? I'm going to write 16x squared first, 1 over 16x squared. And then next, minus 35 over 4x. And then lastly, plus 1225 over 4.